Okay, everyone. So before we get into talking about habit stacking, which is our main focus for today, as usual, whenever I do a Monday episode, I always like to give a frugal tip of the week, whether or not the topic we're talking about is a frugal topic. So we don't really have a frugal topic today, but it's something I really love. So I wanted to do an episode on habit stacking, but I did want to share a frugal tip like I always do on Mondays. So my frugal tip of the week, and this may be repetitive to you if you've already listened to some of my grocery weekly budget check-ins, but I just think it's really important, so I wanted to share it on here in case anyone may not have heard those episodes. So my frugal tip of the week for this week is to plan ahead for items that you purchase regularly, to wait for them to go on sale to make the purchase. So for example, say things like dish detergent, laundry detergent, coffee, things like that. So I know that I buy those items at BJ's, and those items in particular, I know usually, I don't know exactly how often it is, but it seems like once a month or maybe once every month and a half or whatever, BJ's will always have a coupon on those items that I purchase, like the brand that I purchase from them, which is usually the BJ's brand, except for the dish detergent. They'll always have like a sale in the flyer that they send out, like for $2 off, $3 off, whatever. It repetitively, like you can start to see the trend. So I always make sure that I have a backup of those items so that when I run out, I don't have to rush out and buy it, whether it's on sale or not. I can always wait until it goes back on sale and then buy it again. So like, for example, as I always have, like for dish detergent, I'll have one upstairs that we're using and I'll have one stored in the basement. So as soon as we run out of the one that we're currently using, I grab the one from the basement and then I put it on my list. So I just keep waiting and waiting and watching for that sale to come. And then as soon as the sale comes, then I go buy the next one. So by kind of planning ahead and having a backup of those items, I'm always able to wait until it goes on sale to get it at the best price. Now, it has happened, and I don't know why, if it was weird timing, where I just waited and waited and it didn't go on sale yet and we were going to run out and I had to buy it, and then like the next week it would go on sale. So I haven't quite figured out the exact timing yet of how they do you know, how often that sale runs. I probably should write it down because I bet you there's some kind of pattern to it that I could figure out. But anyway, but usually like 95% of the time, by waiting and doing it that way, I'm always able to get it when it goes back on sale. So that is my frugal tip of the week. So, okay, let's get into habit stacking. So first, let's just talk about what a habit is. So a habit, as we all know, it's a routine action or behavior that we do on a regular basis. We don't even think about them. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but either way, it's something that you just do without putting much thought into it. So wouldn't it be great if we could add to those good habits and do more good things that we want to be doing every day without having to put much thought into it? So that is what we're trying to accomplish here with habit stacking. So habit stacking is a method of forming a new good habit by attaching it to a habit that you already have. So you kind of build these like little habit stacks where you do a little routine kind of all together as one. So you probably already have habit stacks that you don't even realize, things that you've just created over the course of your life that you just do kind of as a little group of habits, and it's not something that you think much about at all. For example, maybe you get up, grab your clothes out of your dresser drawer, go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, hop in the shower, wash your hair, get out, wash everything else, grab the towel. Maybe you do certain things in an order. You might put on your face lotion first, and you brush your hair. You have these little routines that you've already established, and they're just a string of little habits. So that's where we want to try and add on and modify those little habit stacks or little groups of habits that we already have, and add new things in there that we really want to get done. So in order to start a new habit stack, or to add to stack on a habit to something that you're already doing, the first thing that you want to do is make a list of all the habits that you already have. So you might write down things like brush teeth, take a shower, get dressed, make coffee, eat breakfast. Like, just kind of think of the things that you already have that you do pretty much every single day without ever having to think about them. Then think about what habit that you want to add to one of those stacks. So you might say something like, after I get dressed, which is a habit you do every day, I take out food for dinner. That could be an example. Another example could be, while brewing coffee, I'll do 3 push-ups. While I eat lunch, I'll clean up my email box. After dishes are done, I'll read for 10 minutes. When I pick up my phone to check social media, I will instead click on my Kindle app and read for a few minutes. That's oddly specific, I'm sure. That's because that's something that I am trying to do. So I'm trying to I have a habit where I constantly pick up my cell phone and I'll check it. And I hate it. I hate that I constantly pick up my cell phone and check it. Now, I have already just recently set time limits. So like Facebook, after I've hit 10 minutes in a day, it'll lock me out. I do have the ability to ignore the limit, but I'm not ignoring the limit. I don't want to go past 10 minutes on Facebook each day. I've done the same thing with my email because I found that I kept picking up my phone and just clicking on the email just for no reason. Just click refresh, and checking to see if I got a new email. And all my emails are junk anyway, for the most part. So unless I'm expecting something really urgent, I don't need to be checking it that often. So I felt like, okay, here's a habit that I have. I'm constantly picking up my phone to check something. So what I'm trying to do as to build a new habit is I read books on my phone a lot. I have the Kindle app and I rent books from the library. So I'm trying to make it a habit that when I pick up my phone, rather than clicking on the email or clicking on Facebook, I click on the Kindle app. Like, if I have the need to pick up the phone and I want to do something that's just kind of, relaxing for a minute or whatever, rather than scrolling on Facebook, I'll pick up my phone and click on the Kindle app, and then I can read the book that I'm currently reading for a few minutes until I'm like, okay, let me get back to whatever I was doing. So that's an example of a habit stack that I'm trying to build. So you really want to be specific and like that, like a specific time, like when I'm eating lunch, like, okay, so while you're eating lunch, like that could be like at the beginning of your lunch, at the end of your lunch, like maybe you want to say if you were going to do like clean up your emails while you're eating lunch. So maybe you'd say, okay, I'm going to make my lunch, sit down, open the email, and then start eating once the email's already open. That way, it's not like you don't start eating lunch, you get into something else, then you're done with your food, and you're like, oh, I didn't do my email. You want to be very specific about how that habit, the timing and everything. Like, you want to try and make it like a trigger so that you think, okay, this is when I'm supposed to be doing this habit. So, as you're trying to build these habits into your day, don't do it all at once. You want to focus on one new habit at a time. You can hear these types of things. I know, like, I listen to books about habit forming and things like that because I'm always trying to, improve my habits and get rid of bad habits and things like that. And you can get like super excited about this and have all these ideas of all these habits that you want to do. And then if you're trying to add them all in all over the place, it can just become overwhelming and you're likely not going to stick to it. You're going to burn out. Like, you're not going to remember to do all these things throughout the day. And if you really want to succeed at something, you have to focus on it. So pick one and focus on it. Because if you can succeed at turning it into a habit, you'll never have to think about that thing anymore. It will just become part of your routine. So really just pick one. If you're super ambitious, I don't know, maybe you could pick 2. But I definitely wouldn't do more than that. They really suggest that you focus on one habit at a time. So start small. You don't want to say, okay, I don't do push-ups at all, but I'm going to start a habit of doing 20 push-ups a day now. Like, that's probably not going to happen. You know, say, okay, I'm going to do, I don't know, maybe 3 push-ups a day while I'm, that was an example I gave before of a habit stack you could do. Every morning while I'm brewing the coffee, I'm going to do 3 push-ups a day. So you get your coffee pot set up, you get it going, you go into another room, maybe it's your kitchen's next to your living room or whatever, where you can like go do a push-up on the floor, you do 3, you get up, you're done. You did your new habit. And then of course you can build on that over time. Another example, if you want to drink, say you want to drink 6 glasses of water a day, but now you don't really drink much water at all. You don't really have any kind of water drinking habit. So maybe try and start with 2 glasses a day. Maybe say, okay, every day I'm going to have a glass of water at this time. You know, maybe you stack it onto your morning, your breakfast, and onto your lunch, or onto your lunch and onto your dinner. So you just want to keep it small and you want to keep it manageable. Because if you keep it small and you keep it manageable, you can always build on it. And you're not trying to change things in a day. It takes a long time to create the habits you currently have, and it's going to take some time to create new ones. I was reading something and there was an enormous range on how long it takes to create a habit. I think it said on average, I forget, it might have been like around 60 days or something like that, but it could go all the way up to like, I forget, maybe it was like 180 days, or some people can develop them shorter. But if you think about it, like, you're trying to create this into something that you do without thinking. So that's going to take time to really build it into a solid routine like that. So just take your time, start small, and then build on it. As you find that you're getting into that habit, you can always build on it. So don't try too much at once. And then some advice on ways to try and stick to this, to keep trying to build that habit until it actually becomes a habit. So try to never miss 2 days in a row. I read that, you know, missing 2 days in a row, it really kind of sets you back. It makes you lose momentum, and then it just makes it easier for you to skip other days. So sometimes something is going to happen, you know, you have a crazy busy day, or there's an emergency, or, you know, things happen that you just don't have control over. And there could be a time where you're going to have to skip a day just because of whatever circumstances there are. But usually that's not going to happen 2 days in a row. So you really want to make it a goal for yourself to never skip a day at all. But if you do have to, for whatever reason, don't let yourself skip 2 days. Because once you skip 2 days, then it's just kind of open to skipping whenever you want, and you know, it just kind of makes it more lax, where you're not really working really hard at the goal. So you really, if it's something you really want to do, you really have to try and commit to never miss 2 days in a row. Another tip to keep, like to help succeed at this, is to try tracking a daily streak. So like I have an app, what is it called? It's called, sorry, let me tell you because it's on my phone here. Oh, it's called Strides. And it's a habit tracker. So I use the free version, so it limits you with how many habits you can track on there, which is good because you're not supposed to do many. But I have some that I had kind of already had in place that I was just trying to make sure I kind of keep on. And I also have things on there that aren't really habits, but it may be something like, I don't know, like play a game with the kids twice a month. Like I want to try and make sure that we sit down and play like a board game or whatever. So I put other things on there that aren't really like habits, just kind of things I want to accomplish. But anyway, you can use like a habit tracker like that, or you could do it on paper. You could use a calendar. But there's something really motivating about checking off that you did it. Like I use my habit tracker, that app Strides, to track my water, because I'm trying to make it a habit to drink water throughout the day. So what I do is I have a certain number of glasses that I want to drink, and I've been doing the water thing for a while, so I'm trying to do, I think it's like 5 glasses of water a day. And what I try to do is I do so many before lunch at work, so many after lunch, and then one more at night. So I check it off every time I drink a glass of water, and it kind of makes it fun and motivating, because every time I drink a glass of water I'm like, oh, I gotta check it off, and I go in the app, and then once I've hit my 5 for the day, it gives you like this big check mark, and it'll say, you know, you've had a 4-day streak or whatever. So but like I said, it could be handwritten, it could be on a wall calendar where you X it off. I was reading something where Jerry Seinfeld would always write like a joke every day, no matter what, if it was good, if it was bad, whatever. He made it a habit to do it every single day. And he would have like a calendar on the wall and put like a big X on it. So it was like he didn't want to break the string of X's on the calendar, so he would always make sure he did it. So, you know, any method that can kind of keep you motivated just to do that one little task every day will definitely help keep you going. Don't try stacking on a new habit until the previous one that you added has truly become a habit that you no longer have to think about. It should just be part of something you do now, and you know, something that you just, okay, when I get up, I take my shower, I brew my coffee. While I'm brewing the coffee, I do the 3 push-ups, I come back, I drink my coffee. Like, you just want it to be total routine. Once you really feel that you're at that point, then think of the next thing you want to build into your day and move on from there. So that's just kind of some tips. Oh, another tip I wanted to share is, you know, tell your friends and family about the habit you're trying to work on, because by telling others about it, just like with anything else, it'll help you stay committed. I mean, I have this this kind of it's like a habit I'm trying to break, actually, not like adding a new habit, but I guess it's the same type of thing. But I would have a habit of coming home from work, and I eat a really healthy lunch at work, and by the time I get home, I'm like starving. And often while I'm cooking dinner, I would go in the cabinets and just randomly grab snacks. And I wasn't even kind of thinking about what I was eating. I was just so hungry. I would just like kind of grab whatever I could get my hands on. And I was like, this is terrible. This is a really bad habit. I need to stop doing this. So I am working on a habit of not snacking when I get home from work. So if I come in, I will not start grabbing things from the cabinet. And I told my family about it, because I know if I tell them that I'm working on this and they come in and see me just start like eating random stuff from the cabinets, they're gonna know I'm not doing it. So like, and they're not gonna feel like, oh, she's not doing her thing or whatever, but I'm gonna feel like, they know I'm not sticking to this habit. So it just kind of makes you feel more accountable. So, and by the way, I'm not saying you shouldn't snack. My thing of snacking is just randomly grabbing stuff. Like if I am truly really hungry, you know, I will allow to get a snack. Like I'll get like a specific snack, and I like, say if I'm gonna have like an apple with peanut butter, like, okay, I pull that out, that's what I'm eating. But what I was doing was just randomly grabbing everything I could see in the cabinets. So anyway, that's off topic. But you know, just letting friends and family know about the habit that you're working on, that can really kind of help you stay committed. And you know, you can share with them your streaks, like be excited, you know, like, can you believe I did this for 7 days in a row now? You know, I want to try and see if I can get 2 weeks now. And you know, you could just kind of share your excitement with them and celebrate. You know, it's important to celebrate as you're achieving these things, because it's you know, it just helps motivate you to keep you going. So that's all I have to say about habit stacking. I hope this can be helpful to you. I really love, this is one of the things that I really love talking about, like productivity and habit type forming. I'm certainly no expert in it. I just read about these things, and when I find something that is interesting or that I'm trying out, I thought it would be helpful to share with you guys. So that's the episode for today. If you'd like to leave me feedback, send me a message, like our Facebook page, any of that, you can go to facebook.com/Lola's Frugal Life. I'd love to hear any topic suggestions you might have, if there's anything you'd like to hear about. I love doing research on things, so if it's something I'm not totally aware of, or you know, at the time or whatever, I'll look things up, and if it's something I feel like I can logically speak about, I will. So anyway, reach me there. You can also join our private listeners group, which is small right now. We're just starting to build it, but you have to start somewhere. So I would love to see some more listeners submit a request to join. You can reach that as a link through the Facebook page, or you can go directly to Lola's Frugal Life /groups. Facebook.com/groups/Lola's Frugal Life and submit a request to join. Also, if you like the show, don't forget to subscribe. And if you would like to leave me a review, that would be super appreciated. It's super exciting to see a nice review. So if you happen to have a second to do that, I'd really appreciate it. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it, again, like I just said, and I hope you have a really awesome day.